Hello and welcome to Black History Month. My name is Cynthia Gentle and I'm with the African Caribbean Society of Scotland. We are so excited to be launching this year's celebration of Black culture and the Black community in Scotland with the students from the University of Edinburgh, the blackED movement. Our focus this year is visibility. Yeah, visibility. We want to promote the visibility of the Black community in Scotland. Now, it may come as a surprise to you, but yes, there is a large community of Black people living and working in Scotland. Earlier this year, when we organized the protest in response to what was happening across the pond in America, we were asked for opinions on race issues in relation to the American situation. Well, what we would like to offer up and the conversation that we would like to start is about race issues here in Scotland, because we cannot say that those things do not happen here. Yes, our struggle is different. We are not being beaten down in the streets or being shot down in the streets by the police, but there is a different flavor and it is existing here in Scotland. Racism is alive and well in Scotland. Sad to say. Our work in the African Caribbean Society of Scotland is to promote dialogue and promote cultural competence. Now, what does cultural competence mean? It means that if any changes are going to be made to racial issues and inequality, there has to be an understanding. There has to be effective communication across cultures, and we are trying to educate people on the African way of life, the African traditions. We work with the African philosophy of Ubuntu. Ubuntu simply means compassion for the next person. Ubuntu is summarized as I am because we are. My condition depends on the state and the condition of my community. If I'm not thriving, the community is not thriving. If the community is thriving, then we are all collectively making progress and thriving. It is so important for us to form communities that are healthy and nurturing here in Scotland. And the Black community is trying to do that with this ethos of Ubuntu. The issue is most of us have come to Scotland for different reasons. We are far away from home. It is important that we make healthy connections with people who are like-minded, who can move us forward in Scotland. Now, there are structures in place that prevent us from achieving certain things or reaching certain places. And this is where our allies come in. The energy, the dedication of our allies energizes us and encourages us as victims of racism. Our allies are so important to all the work that we do, and we are working closely with our allies on educating and dismantling racist mindsets, challenging a colonial mindset, educating people, changing the narrative on perceptions of Black people and culture. We're here to do that, and we're trying to achieve that with our celebration this year of Black History Month. Now, with our allies working with us to dismantle racism and challenge unconscious biases and pull up racists, with the work that they're doing, it is important for us as Black people. It is important for us as Black people to be authentic with narrations of our experiences here in Scotland. By that I mean that it is no longer necessary, it is no longer serving us to pretend to be functioning well in Scotland. It is no longer important, rather it is no longer necessary for us to continue to perform as a means of survival in Scotland. We have to be real. We have to state the facts on our experiences. That way, that's the only way we're going to achieve change. We cannot pretend to be strong and to always be dancing and smiling and acting like everything is okay. Yet deep down, we are suffering with trauma, depression, anxieties, addictions, all manner of dysfunction. We need to be real. We need to show up in places where decisions are made for us. We need to be loud and contribute in areas of legislation, decision making, anything that concerns our community. Our allies are able to start conversations that we are not able to because of trauma or simply because we don't have access to some of these places. It is important for us to be engaging with our allies. It is important for us to be working together. Our part in this isn't to dismantle racism. We cannot do that on our own. It is not our job. Racism is a white problem created by white people, and it's going to take white people to bring it down. That is not our job or our responsibility. Our responsibility, our job, what we owe future generations and the generations of people who've gone before us is to be real. The future is ours only if we are authentic here and now. It serves us no purpose to discard our own values just to fit in to Scotland. If we are going to function at our best, we need to bring everything that we know and have of our cultures. We need to bring our everything we know and believe, okay? Simple things like our names, our thick names. Our names are not difficult to say. Our names are heavy names. We need to bring our names. We need to come with the thick accents. We must not minimize any single part of our culture just to fit in. If other cultures have been accepted here in Scotland, there is no reason why Black culture cannot be fully embraced for everything it is. Not just tokenism, not just being pulled up 1 month in a year. It is time for us to show up in our vibrancy, in our potency, showing everything that we have unapologetically. Now, if that sounds like aggressive talk to you, then there's the problem. I am a Black woman stating why it is important for myself and for people who look like me to live and work with no fear. That is what I'm saying. That is what being unapologetic means. Living, working with no fear and not having to constantly justify what brings me to Scotland. The work of our allies is exhausting. Calling up racists, challenging things at work or with their families, it is exhausting. But what's even more exhausting is being a victim of racial abuse. What is more exhausting is putting up guards every single day, going out into the world with these guards on us, pretending everything is okay, not wanting to rock the boat, not wanting to start trouble, all at our expense. For us to move forward, we need to work together, respect each other, and acknowledge our experiences. When we speak of Black trauma and pain, it is real, believe it. When the story is told about Black people, understand, examine who holds the power in that story. Is it the Black person or is it the storyteller? If stories are going to be told about Black people, let them be told by Black people. If books are going to be written about the Black experience, let them be written by Black people, people who have lived this experience. If decisions are going to be made in Scotland about Black people and the Black community, let the Black community be consulted. Do not imagine what we are wanting. Do not imagine what our expectations are. We are here and we can speak for ourselves. We are so ready to contribute to a great Scotland. We are so ready to engage. This Black History Month, come with us. Enjoy the shows. Take part in conversations. Learn and unlearn toxic ideas you have of who we are. They do not help you. They do not help us. We are ready to let go of all that does not push us forward. This Black History Month, take part in everything we are showing you in our online events. This is Black History Month 2020, and we want to be visible, and we want to be heard. Black Scotland is alive. Black Scotland is able to communicate, and Black Scotland wants to be seen and acknowledged so that our generation is not whitewashed like the ones before us. Happy Black History Month.